find not a list of things to talk about, but like, I don't know actually. I guess not icebreakers, but a random, like a bunch of random things to comment on. Yeah.
I see.
Um.
Is it? Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, I have to put the disc in. Thank you. Other way. Why is it gotta be so annoying? Why is it gotta be so hot too? How good are you at chess?
I suck at chess.
Really? Even with your dad's weird phases?
Yeah. I suck at chess.
If you had to make a list, do you think you'd be able to make a list of all your dad's faces?
I don't wanna. I don't wanna remember all that.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't be fun. It would be a long list though. How often was it? Like
I don't know.
once every 3 months?
Once every 3 months. It was always stuff that like it wasn't. It was too small of a phase to even understand. Went through crypto for a while. That was great.
I knew a guy who went through crypto.
There were other things. Oh, there were other versions of crypto, but they were like. What were they? They were kind of cute, but they were like little like. They were little like. I forgot what they were, but.
They were adorable.
Yeah.
These are so cheap. I'll just get them all. What do I want? I don't know what I want. Sure. And then Highlander. Yeah, I want a car that lasts forever. Phase reflex. Dash. Wait, what one do? Oh, interesting. Oh, I'm on the wrong account. How do I keep doing this? I'm so good at it. Okay. I've just audibly given away my passcode.
Audibly giving it away. Oh
yeah.
no, whatever will we do?
Glad I threw in a bumper. Because those are more silent. What? Oh, yes, right, that's right. Are you sleep? Or yeah, you are sleepy. I'm kind of sleepy too. We should go to Slice 420 and drink a lot of Mountain Dew. Wait, that rhymed. You sleepy? I'm sleepy too. We should go to Slice 420 and drink a lot of Mountain Dew. Launch for defense. All right. So, do you know what this is?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's good. Well, long is the short answer.
That's great.
But you got like a dude. Boy, it's so tempting to just doze off on this couch. I'm not even in it, and I'm like, yeah, this is great. Oh crap! I have to do the thing. Or never mind. What? Who am I gonna play? Yeah, I could do that. Maybe I don't know. I'll pick the easy choice. No, that's not the easy choice. What is the easy choice? Scorch. He's the easy choice. I have him really high ranked. Anyway, back to this little nice couch. So you got a bunch of dudes, or two dudes. I think they're brothers, but they're twins. And you're poking me with your toes.
I am poking you because you're not supposed to fall asleep during this.
Yes, I can.
This was your idea.
This is my idea, and
This is your idea.
It's working beautifully.
It's working beautifully, but you're also falling asleep during it.
Then that's part of the beauty.
It's part of the beauty.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. You're supposed to go, sure.
Oh.
Add to the great I love Colony. Colony. I always played baby with Dominic on this one. No.
Oh, God.
What?
No.
No, okay.
Starting to miss The Last of Us, and it sucks.
Really, the game?
Yeah, I miss it so much. It's like, it's annoying because, like, I want to be able to get into new games, but most of the games, I think the phase of me... Hi?
Your socks are... I'm not tickling you. Your socks are inside out.
Oh, they are?
I think.
Probably. I don't
That's
care.
a really offensive seam.
Yeah, it's inside out. But it sucks because just playing it was so fun. And yeah, I went through phases of liking certain games, and then to a certain point of me stopping those games, like I don't really like anything else. Like I can't really get into new stuff. Also, hi, things are going.
Oh, I'm awake. Okay. Ooey. Let's go on the couch.
I kind of like this chair.
Really? All
I
right.
feel like social distancing myself from you.
Oh.
I just wanted to see your reaction. No, I'm sorry.
Frontier defense. Okay, cool.
Oh, you take offense?
No, I said frontier defense.
Oh.
It's what the loadout's called.
I don't have my glasses on. I can't see shit. Like, that is literally all a blur to me.
I take offense. Frontier defense. Yeah, why don't you have your glasses on?
I don't know. It was comfy. I was laying down. I didn't want it smushing into my face.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're sort of a strange person where when you get home, like bra stays on glasses, those things go flying off. It's like in the seeking of comfort. Apparently, I get glasses in like a week, I guess.
Oh, nice.
Which is, well, I'm not gonna wear them.
That's weird because your mom said your prescription was.
Yeah, she's doing a new thing, I guess. Because I need, like, if she wants me to do driving and get my license by the time I'm 17, then I need to be able to see the roads.
Yeah.
So that's what she's like, nope, no sunglasses. You're having these glasses to see.
Well, why don't you wear normal glasses to see?
Because my vision is not very bad, and I don't want to look like a dork.
You don't look like a dork with glasses on.
You've never seen me. Yes, I do. I put on yours, and I look terrible.
You did not look terrible.
Really?
I'm serious.
Why do you keep trying to thieve them?
No, the only reason... Well, because first of all, my eyesight is shit, and I need them.
So I need to look sexy.
Well, then why do you think you look like a dork if you think you look sexy at the same time?
Well, no, because there's a conflict of interests here. My sexiness and your ability to live as a functional human being. They're both equally valid.
That makes sense, honey.
That's great.
That's good for you.
Oh, you're in Mr. Onfeld's class, right?
I guess.
Yeah, he has... What do you mean you guess? It's just a yes or no question.
I guess. I don't know.
Oh, you
are. You saw it on my phone.
Yeah. Are you excited for that?
Not really.
Well, he's an interesting fella. He's a very good teacher. And you know the sort of thing of like the nice teacher that as soon as the nice teacher is like, tells you to stop doing something, it like scares you, so then you stop and you're like, oh, no, I don't like it when the nice teacher's mean to me. Mm-hmm. And then those teaching styles often don't work. He is the exact opposite. It works flawlessly. With him, I saw this one girl. I think I told you about this, but he, bless that man's heart, but he did these things, journal entries, and he rationed them out so poorly to that we couldn't have possibly finished them in the time that we needed to, at least at one point. So there was like a deal of like, you can do 40 on this day. Crap, I died. Oh, I just lost a bunch of money for that. You can do 40 if you bring them in early. It's like a deal. I was like, oh. And I think it was because he didn't exactly do it correctly, so most people turned it down on that day, as far as I know. And so, but this one girl, when they looked at how many journal entries you'd done, we were like 60% of the way through the semester, maybe more, and we needed 50 by the end of it. And then it's like, how many have we done? He didn't know. And as she looked at it, and then she's like, 7! We've only done 7! And then he's like, oh, okay. I don't like the way you said that to me. And then her face just like, like she just, it sort of occurred to her that it came off a little more harsh than it meant to. The one that the teacher was yelling at her, and then two that the nice teacher was yelling at her. There were like so many things that just lit up in her. So he yes. Who is that? Oh, it's my mom. Wait, what? Why is her image weird? DT?
Oh, that's us.
Oh, my Doherty Teens. That's a contact?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the group
contact,
chat name.
yeah.
Oh. What did she say? I should probably look at that. School starts Tuesday, August 13th for upperclassmen, and this might be same schedule as last year. Oh, same schedule as last year. She typoed it. My mom typos more than I do.
Yeah.
I don't want to buy anything.
Damn, what was it? Yeah, I've actually never been yelled at either by a nice teacher, because I'm always a good student, like no matter what. And it's what Mr. Britton like adored me.
Yeah,
he was
me as well. He told me things that he probably not that they were huge breaches, but it's like, you know, he talked to me like a staff member almost.
Mm-hmm.
Which that I would say I loved, but it was like the sort of the situation was so miserable that it was hard to be joyous about it.
Yeah, I mean, I loved him as a teacher. He was great because, and it's also like people don't understand, if you kiss ass, like you can get away with a lot of shit. Like I was lazy one time and I was like, you know, like I don't think I was lazy. Actually, my version of lazy is I'm like crying. That's so sad. Laugh at the pain, honey. This is all you gotta do. But
why are you just like slapping my arm? Laugh at the pain. It's great.
It was taps. It wasn't hitting you.
Yeah, I know, but it wasn't like a firm thing. It was like. Anyway, go on.
But I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I was being lazy. I actually think I was burnt out and I thought I was lying about it. But the thing was, like, yeah, I don't know. I was, like, doing so many assignments. I was doing my finals. I was studying my ass off. I went to Saturday school every single week. Yeah, and, like, I don't know. I had just gotten away from mom and dad. And then I was like, yeah, you know, I couldn't finish this assignment. And he was like, you know what? That's okay. You know what? You don't even have to do it. I've gotten it taken care of. And I'm like, oh. I was just gonna ask you for an extra day.
Yeah.
But you know that's cool too.
Yeah. That is. Yeah, I've never gotten anything like that. I've gotten a. Did I tell you about that note I got from my teacher?
No.
Yeah, it was something that she gave me, just sort of out of nowhere. I don't know why she did it, but it really meant a lot to me. I was gonna thank her for it, but like I was kind of too like I guess I wussed out. But I did also. It was sort of an awkward situation. I didn't exactly know how to be like thanks for that, because it was sort of strange on her part. But something that I hate is when someone goes out of their way to be nice to you, and then you call them like, it was kind of weird. It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Take the compliment. It's like,
yeah, I fucking hate it when people do that, but like overly too much. I understand where you're coming from.
It's like when an old man, he's talking to some like, you know, new mother, and then as he's talking to her, he puts his hand on her back. And it's not meant to be in a weird way, and then she doesn't find it weird, but she finds it out of the ordinary, and she's not uncomfortable, and then she's like, yeah, it was a little strange. He's a bit of a strange guy. It's like, no! It's normal to do for him. Die. There. Oh, that's murder. That's nice, delicious murder. Something interesting is that Emmett, when he saw this, he's like, you guys, so you have a podcast with Jesse? And I'm like, what? It's not a podcast. The more I play it, I'm like, oh, it's kind of a podcast.
It's kind
like,
of a podcast.
I hate it.
Why do you hate it? You love podcasts.
No, I like the Joe Rogan experience. That's about as far as it goes.
Really?
I like podcasts as much as I do any other guy. You know, I like
any other guy. Podcast as a guy.
No, any other person.
Any other person?
The amount
you did
that
not
they
word that right.
I worded it perfectly. Thank you.
You worded it perfectly. I see.
Yeah. Okay. Glad we agree.
I'm fully here to support you on that.
Anyway, you know, I don't even know that many podcasts. I know of them, but I listen to like Theo Vaughn's podcast. I listen to Joe Rogan's. I listen to Jordan Peterson's. I used to listen to Markiplier's, but that's kind of about it.
I would get into podcasts if they were about interesting things. Like, I'm very specific when it comes to my taste of liking things. Like,
you don't say.
Oh, I was about to say something so mean. I'm sorry.
I'm ready for it.
I'm
ready
for even thinking it.
I'm ready for it.
No, I don't need to. It will be buried.
I can mute it if you want.
No, it's fine.
You want to say it?
No.
Alright. I'll just be left to wonder.
You'll be left to wonder. No, what did I even say? I'm very picky to my liking.
Yeah.
And then you said, oh yeah, I know. And I was like, well, I picked you, didn't I?
That's not mean.
It is kind of mean.
How does it mean?
It
means you're picky and then I made it through. I'm like the best of the best.
I meant in a way that
Oops.
Never mind.
No.
I mean, it could be taken nicely.
I took it nicely, so let's move on. Whenever you get phlegm caught in your throat, you always sound so masculine. Not you, I mean me.
You were referring to yourself.
Yeah. I'm just saying you as a generally as people. Maybe you sound manly if you get phlegm caught in your throat.
I don't know.
Or I'm like, oh, you're so cute. And you're like, I know.
No! Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yes. How hilarious. How amusing. My misery is so amusing to you.
It's not misery. You laughed funny. That's it. All right.
It's misery to me. All right.
Well, you have a very low tolerance for misery, but which is weird because you don't. Anyway.
I'm so complicated.
Back to Mr. Yeah. Back to Mr. Onfelt.
Oh yeah! Wow, we went off topic for
oh no,
6
it's
minutes.
beautiful on my fucking podcast. Ugh. Because but the thing about it is that there's no audio to it. Like the game doesn't have any audio. All you can. Oh god! The whole time you just hear an. I hate that.
Oh, that's fun.
Like that's the most game audio that you get. Is you just get the. Whatever.
We're gonna have to fix that soon. Like I feel like
I don't know how you'd fix it though. That's the weird part.
you have to get something else, and you have to probably just watch a video on it.
Yeah, that's complicated.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I know.
Right, I forgot. Yeah.
I'm very low effort to things I don't want to do. Except
do it for
school. You'll do it for me.
Probably
All right.
if I have the time.
Yeah, you got all the time. You don't. But in any case, Mr. Onfelt, I really liked him, but he was sort of like, I think he's like 52. He's very sort of spry for a 52-year-old, but he's like sort of like mentally 52. And he sort of forgets like which class is this, and he did like the whole year, which isn't a huge thing, but like my dad, he's slow in some regards, and he remembers which class he's in. But it could just be a personality thing. But there were other things I noticed, like you didn't notice the journal entries. I'd imagine he might forget names, but no one ever admits that, so it's hard to verify. So there was some of that, but one thing is that he was almost kind of racist in a way, and you sort of say that, and it's like whoa, but the reason is that there was this our class had. The class that I was in with him had a lot of, like we're gonna say observably because people are mixed in all kinds of ways, but a bunch of observably white people.
Mm-hmm.
I think there were 2 observably black people, and then 2 Asians. Were there any Hispanics? I don't. Wow, we are getting our asses kicked on this. I don't know if there were any Hispanics, honestly. There had... Oh, yes. There was one Hispanic girl, and I think maybe a guy. So it was like a bunch of sets of 2. 2 Asians, 2 blacks, and I think 2 Hispanics. And then the rest of them were all white people. But one of the... Oh, yes, there were 2 Hispanics. Just one of them didn't attend. At all. And then I think she dropped the class.
Oh, I see.
That's why I don't remember her. No one really remembered her, and it was funny because there was one guy that left the class that everyone's like, "Oh no, Carson's gone." That wasn't his name, but I don't remember. Like Carson's gone, and then there would be like a half second of silence from everyone in the class, which I always found funny. Like, "Oh, he's gone," and then when the Hispanic girl left, no one cared. No one even noticed. Which, it was because she was quiet and didn't have a ton of friends. Not that she was lonely, she was just sort of a quiet person. She's like the protagonist in a teenage movie of like, oh, I wanna date her. Like, it's like her name is Scarlett. But he, since the black girl didn't show up very often, he said to the black guy, it's like, huh, you're like the only black guy in this class. Like, how does that feel? Is that sort of strange to you? And he's like, no, it's regular. He's like, really? It's like, it doesn't sort of occur to you. Like, he didn't linger on the topic too much, but he's like, yeah, it's so cool. And it's like, this is the sort of liberal, progressive thing of complimenting someone's race. And that's what he's doing. And it's like, man, no, we don't do that anymore. No, like, that's not a thing where you go up to someone and you're like,
Mason does.
Mason, well,
Mason's a breed.
Mason's comically racist, so I don't think that exactly counts.
That's true.
Mason's like, so you're Hispanic. Must be a hard worker.
Yeah. I think he was you had brought something up about that, and then I think he asked if you were.
Oh
I don't remember the conversation.
Oh yeah, there's one time where you know that the fat super senior.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Is he gone?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, I want to talk about this guy for a second. It was so weird because
he was so odd.
He was not like he was not fat on his body, but his belly was gigantic. I don't know how exactly you get that. Like, where you see some dudes and it's like, oh my God, he almost looks pregnant.
Genetics.
Like, yeah, I guess so.
It's genetics because it's the way it's.
Just the way it's stored, where they don't have a double chin, but they just have the biggest stomach.
The thing was, it's like, at times, it was very weird, because at times, it's like, oh, I could be around this person, and then other times, like, as progressively as the conversation got on, it got more, like, weird and uncomfortable, kind of. Like, I don't really want to talk to you anymore.
I don't even know what his deal was.
Well, first of all, he was very pedophile to, some of the girls.
Well, yeah, that's true. Well, what grade were the girls in?
I think they were freshmen. Oh, yeah, they were freshmen, and he was super senior.
Oh, wow. Okay,
yeah.
So they were 14, and he was, what would that be, 18?
18 and a half,
18.
or almost 19.
Could you be 8? Yeah, I guess so. I guess for me, I'd be
18
17.
is usually when you'd graduate. Some people are 18 and a half, so he could have been 18 and a half or 19. Or if he was a late one, 19 and a half.
But, so, okay, there's the thing about that where, like, you call someone a pedophile, like, the way that Dream was called a pedophile, and he was, like, a 19-year-old at the time, and then he was flirting with 16-year-olds. And I'm just like, that's not a pedophile. Like, that is a 3-year age gap. That there's a massive difference between that and, like, a 48-year-old man and a 6-year-old girl. Like, there needs to be 2 different words to describe, like, I have a feeling those people, despite that they shouldn't be doing that, I don't think it's a sadistic kick out of dating someone younger. I think they just like the person. And I think that with him, it might just, oh God, I have to buy a battery, that's right. But despite that, it was very strange, the stuff he did. But, again, he was also, like, retarded. So, he was developed as much as, like, a 15 or 16-year-old, despite being 18. Like, that guy, he's going nowhere.
I see.
The highest he's getting is the job you have now for his life.
Yeah. You know, I actually saw this comedian once, and he was like, there are 3, I think there was 4, or maybe it's 3, and he's like, there are 3 different kinds of pedophiles. I think, I've completely forgotten what they were, but, like, but the people who are older and attracted to younger kids, and, like, maybe the idea of them being younger, or, like, maybe, people who are teenagers and attracted to young children, people who are older and attracted to teenagers or something like that. And he's like, but it's very different to describe different types of pedophilia without sounding like a pedophile.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, but yeah, that was like, people were treating Dream like he was, no, not Harvey Weinstein, or, no, not O.J. Simpson. Who's the pedophile? Oh, R. Kelly. They were treating him like he was R. Kelly, and it's like, no, it's not. It was 3 women digitally, opposed to R. Kelly and Michael Jackson, which was like, 5 children physically. God damn it, we suck at this. Where are those coming from? Over here, okay. But, so anyway, back to this guy. He was interesting because there were these, like, 3 women, there were probably more, but it was about 3, who they'd have a terrible day, and then he would, like, comfort them. And then...
Oh, or we're talking about our guy now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Not R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Where he would comfort them.
Yeah.
And, like, looking at it, I'm like, it doesn't, like, there's probably an undertone of lust to it, but from what I can tell, it's not nearly as lustful as I'd imagine he'd be taking it. Like, it seemed like the main purpose was to actually comfort the person.
Yeah.
Which was very, God, I suck at this. No!
You're doing really well before.
Well, the issue, I spent a bunch of money on batteries, and I realized that I should have just let the Titan die. Because I wasted $1,200 on batteries.
Well, yeah, the weird part with the guy is, like, I never got close to him because I don't know, I've been in a position where that person, they comfort all the girls, like,
oh, yeah.
Let's give this human being a random name.
Oh,
Noah. Who his name
Noah's kind of a nice name. What about Eugene?
Eugene. Alright, we'll go with that one.
We're
I
not,
do like the name Noah too, and I was like, wait, why am I ruining this name?
We're not ruining anything with Eugene. We're honestly probably improving it. Damn, Harvester destroyed. That sucks.
He would
It's gonna be a long ass video.
He would comfort any, like, lady who like, most people noticed there was something off about him, and I never noticed there was something off about him, but he would comfort anyone like that, and mostly it would be girls. And he comforted me, comforted one of my friends, and like, since I had been exposed to that and then, like, got out of that situation, like, what was his name? The kid who was in high school, like, I forgot.
The super senior?
Yeah, the super senior.
I don't know. He can just be super senior.
Oh,
it was probably some weird name. He also dressed like Woody from Toy Story, but a pimp.
Okay.
But also like a 7-year-old pimp. Like, you ever played one of those mobile games where you, like, combine things? You'd combine, like, 7-year-old with a dream of becoming a fashion designer.
What?
A pimp in L.A. And Woody from Toy Story.
No.
You'd get him.
That's what that would equal that.
Yes, exactly.
Mix that all together and you'd get that. That's not.
Of course.
That's not no. But
that's not no.
But I would see him comforting them, and I was like, oh well, actually, you know what? I think he seems like a good guy. Like, I actually would enjoy hanging out with him. And I was like, okay, he seems okay. And then, like, we had conversations sometimes, and then I'd realize, like, no, I know this. That feels too familiar. I know what that is. So, like, I feel like
mayonnaise. I don't know.
He seemed like he was okay. And I felt bad for, well, I know you're not going to like this, but I felt bad for Jasper because, like, I was thinking about it, and I was like,
I forgot about her.
I was like, I don't think he's actually comforting you, because I know that. And she felt better after that happened, but I was like, nope, that's not, I don't think he's any good. I think he tried talking to me for a while, because I was in D&D, so he tried to make conversations with me, and that's what I was talking about. It would be pleasant, and I was like, and, like, after a few days...
Back when you scared Jonah. Like, why is she scary? What?
Yeah, why did I scare him?
I don't know, it was, that guy... What a doofus.
He's a doofus?
Yeah, what a doofus he was.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, he almost sort of acted like he had this thing of superiority around everyone, but in reality it was just sort of he was disinterested and didn't care. But, like, he'd show his true colors, and I'm like, oh, he's a dork. Like, some of the stupid... I would make good jokes, and he wouldn't get them, then I would make bad jokes, and he would laugh. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Because I sort of saw him as like, oh, this guy knows what he's doing, because it was in a computer class, and he knew computer, and he performed Hallelujah in front of the entire school.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's kind of cool, but then, like, whenever... sort of his almost hard shell on the exterior, whenever it got exposed, I'm like, oh, there's nothing under here but, like, Play-Doh and nosebleeds.
You know what? I think his, I knew Jonah, and I was like, oh, this guy's pretty nice, I want to get to know him, and then I realized, I don't know, he might have been dating this girl named Avery, and I knew her, and I just disliked her, and I was like, man, you're cool, but, like, your taste needs improvement.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm making noises.
Yeah. But, Onfeld. I also... that was...
You just keep staring farther away. Like, right, Onfeld.
Yeah. But I don't know. The whole teacher thing, usually teachers tend to, I don't know, they like me. And what was it? No, why am I forgetting his name?
Onfeld.
Mr. Pauls? No,
Oh.
Mr. Pauls.
You forgot his name?
No, yeah, well, I didn't forget his name, I was just thinking of it. Oh, that's...
I keep trying to eject right next to them, but it doesn't work.
I see. Yeah, but Mr. Pauls, my grandparents went to parent-teacher conference, he was like, yeah, she's a great student, out of all my kids, like, you know, for now. It, like, glared at me. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, he always liked me more. And it was funny, because when I was a student assistant, instead of putting the other girl in charge, because there were two of us, he was like, Jesse, you're in charge. And she was like, what? Mr. Pauls, betrayal! And he was like, she's more responsible. Which was true.
Yeah, I like how brutally honest he is.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a Mason, but an adult and more mature.
That's true! That is really true.
Yeah, I really like the spirit of Mason. Like, it's not that he's like, I don't give a... It's just sort of in his nature that he's like, I don't care. Whatever. Just do my thing.
Yeah.
And he does care about a lot of things. But sometimes he's like, I don't know. What do you want from me?
Yeah. It was funny, like, when we first met, he ranted about the entire Dragon Ball series.
I knew it.
The entire one. We didn't even know each other that well. And I was like, yeah, I really feel bad because I'm not going to remember this. I'm listening intently, but I don't know, man.
Honestly, that might be venting for him.
Yeah, true. I always feel bad because he's like, I'm doing great, man. I'm like, this is me if I was a dude. It's like, Jesus. But, another sad thing about him. God damn it, what was it?
About Mason or Anfeld?
I think it was Mason. I was going to start talking about Mason and I forgot. Oh, no. When we first met, I was talking about being, like, slightly being asexual. And he was like, he was like, are you thinking you're just trying to label yourself to fit in? And I was like, well, no. Not really. I have strong assumptions to think that. But, like, that one's not me trying to fit in. I was always just like, what the fuck?
And you were wrong.
And I was wrong. In ways I was.
Whoa, where did that... Hello? The stars. But to actually talk about Mr. Onfeld,
oh my god! Yeah, please stop me from speaking.
He did this thing online. And by the way, there were more instances of the sort of the race stuff than just that. And he absolutely does not have any ill intention. But like the girl in our class, the other Mexican that didn't leave, she could speak Spanish. And then whenever, like, Mr. Allen would be like, oh, hey, Carla, could you say good morning in Spanish for us? And I'm like, ah! And it was like, there were like 10 instances.
Oh, my.
And she sort of embraced, oh, yeah. I don't know why I'm not trying to say people's names, but I ended up saying it. There were like 10 instances of that, and Carla eventually sort of embraced it by the end that she did her final poem in Spanish. And got extra points for that, and I'm like, that's total BS.
That's bullshit.
She could just be standing. She could just be standing up there and being like, I am talking in Spanish. You are all listening. You think I am reciting a poem, but since none of you understand any of this, I'm just talking in complete nonsense. Like, she could just be doing that, and none of you would know.
Yeah, that's so dumb.
Yeah, so I
mean, good for her, but like.
Yeah, no, she actually did. And then, according to Sarah, it was a great poem. I remember, did I read it? I don't think I read it. She showed me her poem. I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. I didn't like my poem, but I was like, if it can't.
Oh, didn't you make a sandwich or something?
Yes.
That's such a Kennedy thing to do.
Well, no, it had meaning behind it, but...
yes, of course.
No, it did. It had meaning behind it, but the main thing was that, like, I could just tell people that I'm making a sandwich, and that's exactly what I did, and it worked beautifully. They're like, what are you doing for your final? I'm like, oh, you have to make a sandwich. They're like, what? Is it culinary? I'm like, no, English class. They're like, what? And no part of it was a lie. And then I came on the day with a sandwich. Then they're like, wait, you were serious? I'm like, why would I lie about this? This is very serious.
This is why I love you.
Thought it was the analogies.
My yeah. So what did you do for, like, what was one of your finals? You made a sandwich.
Yes.
For English.
Yes.
It's so great.
Yes.
It's so dumb.
It's not. It was brilliant.
It
I was
brilliant,
actually. Yeah. I don't know why, but I'm never emotionally nervous. I'm like, well, I guess I am in some instances. I'm outgoing, but like I'm outgoing and I'm never emotionally nervous, but I'm physically nervous a lot. Where like I remember my hands during that were shaking, and I'm like, for what reason? I'm like, I'm fine. Like, this is weird, and I couldn't make the sandwich partially because of it. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Huh. That's weird.
Yeah, it was very strange, and I was also kind of like that during the pharmaceutical presentation in my health class, which was by far the best out of any of them. Oh, I have to repair these. Uno momento. So, but he did one of the journal entries was, I can repair his turret too. I'm a good man. Was right about what was the prompt? I don't remember, but people wrote about. Oh, it was like write about something very personal to you, or write about one. Maybe it was like insecurity. I don't know, but like a kid in class, Erin, she wrote about like how she actually is kind of lonely despite sort of how outgoing she is. And then someone else wrote that she it really needs friends, which some of those girls I could not take seriously. I'm like, you've never experienced true hardship or loneliness in your entire life. Just by the way they talked about it, it's like, those friends are really important to me. And I'm like, yeah, they are, and you can make them like cigarettes, and they'll also go away like cigarettes. That's the thing I can't take seriously about girl friendships. Is that like, oh my god, she's the best, and then it's like 2 weeks later, it's like, no, she crossed me. I'm like, oh, did she now? Couldn't have seen that one coming. Frankly, I thought you were friends for life.
As like, a ton of people give me grief for like my family, they're like, make girlfriends. Like, I hate it when girlfriends. People like, you know what I mean.
I knew you weren't gay.
Oh my god.
That was a fun moment.
But they're always like, make girlfriends. Like, I hate it when don't say that girls are too much drama. And I'm like, no, girls aren't too much. I'm trying to find the right people, and that just so happens to be Mason. That's it. Mason is it for now, and so is Charles. I'm trying to find the right people, and it so happened to be a dude.
Yeah, well, I might bring you another, or I guess one. I might bring you a start. There's a girl that really liked my dad as a teacher in Calhan, and then she's coming over to Doherty.
Oh.
She's named Harmony. So I have to go up and approach random, fairly dark-skinned black women with shoulder-length hair and ask, "Is your name Harmony?" So.
Of course.
But yeah, they're well. What else am I supposed to do? They're juniors, and I've. Not that I'm like, oh, I have to meet Harmony. It's just sort of like a fun thing. Because it would also be interesting to be like, hey, Dad, I met her today. And he's like, oh, what'd you think?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the year, my dad really liked her, and she really seemed to like him. Where I think the year was ending, and then as my dad was walking to the door, she's like, Miss Candy, Miss Candy. And then she walked over and gave him a big hug. And he's like, oh, hey. And he was like, yeah, she was always sweet. I liked her. So it's interesting whenever someone from Calhan comes to Doherty, because it's a completely different thing. Especially when I have like a Calhan brain, and then I have a Doherty brain. Doherty brain is like, I know 1,000 faces very vaguely. Calhan brain is like, I'm completely switching modes into, oh hey, it finished. Or, we're finished. I'm completely switching modes into, goddamn, I'm thinking of other stuff. Into people I pass new, and I'm looking for faces. I'm looking for the evolution of faces. Mm-hmm. So like someone I know but older.
Yeah.
Wow, I was top. How many times did I die? What do you mean I was top? That's stupid. It wasn't by much. I guess we'll have to continue the on-field thing later.
That's true.
It's a good conversation though. So hit that booper.